right, hello internet friends, sit back, relax. I am Ryan. I am a session and commercial player and all-around gear junkie, and this is my studio. Tonight we are checking out something super cool, another one from Fish Circuits, who have been just like crushing it. This is the Astronomy. Astronomy is a digital spring reverb with an adjustable feedback, but it also does a really cool thing that it's very dynamic. So you can let a chord ring and all of a sudden the reverb will kick in later. And you know, it's cool. It's super rad. It's hard to explain without showing you directly, which I will in a minute. But first, I am going to run this down on a mix. I'm going to use it on multiple guitar tracks as well as Rhodes. And then come on back here and we will go through the Astronomy all by its lonesome. Thanks for sticking around. If you, like me, are a gear nerd who spends way too much time in your dark studio rather than being outside with normal human beings, then this is the place for you. Please like, subscribe, comment below. I'm always interested in what you have to say, even when I disagree with you. All right, tonight I am running a Sipe Guitars OH19 into a bone dry Silktone amp. First thing I want to do is just turn it on, and then we'll talk about what the controls do. So you can see there, it would ramp up later as the chord rang on. Now, first control is the trigger, and that you can think of that as a sensitivity. So if you take it all the way off, it's pretty much out of the circuit. So the recovery is basically the amount of time that it takes for the reverb to fade back in. So if you got in the middle, go up higher with it. Almost instantaneous at that point. Go all the way. Go lower with it. You get the idea. So this is a classic example of how these work. These two controls work together. So if we go with a faster recovery, we're gonna need a much more aggressive trigger. We go the other way with the trigger. So you really will end up like looking for the sound that you want. You really will end up messing with these two probably more than anything else. Because that to me is kind of where the heart of this pedal is. All right, so the feedback control is how much of the reverb should feed into itself. That's it's pretty standard. It is filtered, so it's very almost like ghost-like. This first toggle here basically sets a minimum reverb amount, and that was set by Fish Circuits. We have been in that this whole time. If you switch it up, that's a full volume dip. But again, if you want some of that reverb in there, all right, so this toggle here is the tone of the reverb. We've been in the middle. Down all the way is full range. So you could hear there, it got brighter as we moved up the pyramid there, the pyramid of dots. A mix control is a mix control. It's 100% dry to 100% wet. We've been kind of riding this range. Let's go all the way up with it. That's really cool. We can bring it back to nothing. And then the last one we have here is the decay. We've been in the medium decay. You can go to a long. All right, so that was just a brief look at the Astronomy from Fish Circuits. It's very cool. It's very different. It's a very different kind of pedal, to me at least. It's a very cool approach to spring reverb, and it kind of glorifies kind of the, I don't know, the the nastier side of Spring Reverb. And it sounds really, really great because everything they make sounds really, really great. If you pick one of these up, you will spend a great amount of time really dialing in sounds, and you will find sounds that I didn't even come close to. This thing is very vast in the amount of applications that it has. Different pickups will hit the front of this differently. Different instruments. I found Rhodes to be a real trip running through this. Very different than guitar because the signal is so much lighter. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. So thanks, Fish Circuits, for sending this over for me to check out. And as always, thank you for the privilege of your time.